Club for 1 year plus. He is doing speech number 7, Researching Your Speech. His topic is a silver lining in an economic depression. Welcome, Bob.
For many Americans, today's economic downturn has become a nightmare. But for many Americans, it actually has helped them fulfill their American dream. How is that so? Well, first of all, as kids, we used to say to ourselves, well, when I grow up, I want to be a fireman, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a dentist. We would never say, today I want to grow up unemployed, I want to lose my house, and I want to retire on welfare. Now, as outrageous as that might seem, the fact is, sadly, that many millions of people are exactly that. They're in an indefinite term of unemployment. They're in the process of losing their homes or have lost it already, and they are sentenced to a life of purgatory, one in which there's no exit, no escape, only despair and hopelessness, and no way out. Or is there a way out? Well, there is. If you're a professional doing well, but just happen to hate your job and are sick of your job, or your job is making you sick, this applies to you. It applies for those in professions that have been in a state of decline. Either they're oversaturated with too many professionals, or the market's changed, and with that change, with technology, it's hard to apply your services. And of course, for those people who are employed, and they have been laid off for one reason or another. Okay. You see, in this particular case, there is no magic bullet, only a change in the way you think. So, we have employment of oneself. Employment of oneself. Now, a very famous research firm called Ecopreneur has found that 51% of all workers want to be self-employed, either part-time or full-time. And 78% of those 51% are qualified in terms of disposition and attitude, which makes a total of 36% of the entire workforce, 155 million people, are not only want to be employed, but they would qualify and probably succeed. However, 87% of them are discouraged from doing that because of the risk is too great, they don't have enough knowledge in starting up their business or running their business, and they have no role model. Well, they have a way out. In fact, you have probably either never considered this particular solution, or if you have, you declined for personal reasons. Now, what I suggest is that in this background of negativity for those people, you have the common theme of a business being subject to tremendous pressure. It has to be founded, number one, on great ideas, brilliant ideas, unique ideas. It has to require that the owner of the business be exceptionally brilliant and very, very clever, have a tremendous knowledge of what he's doing, and experience in running a business. Now, of course, without that, we know that about 90% of businesses new businesses, have actually failed in the first 2 years. It's impossible to get a loan. You need a lot of money to start up. And banks aren't giving out loans too easily at this particular point. So that being said, you must have, therefore, a guardian angel to show you the way. Well, it's my point at this time to say that you don't need a guardian angel. You don't need a mentor, you don't need the experience, you don't even need the knowledge. If you pay attention to these 4 steps that are required for you to succeed. First, you have to have a great idea. A great idea may go nowhere, simply because you didn't follow through. And then all of a sudden, once you get the idea, you find 1,000 people have the same idea as you, and they decide to jump into the business, and then now there's so many professionals in it that you wonder why that was such a good idea. On the other hand, I changed my profession and took a relatively mundane idea. My idea was to go into a profession that's oversaturated. That's one of the first things to decline when there's an economic downturn. And even when it was good times, the pay wasn't that great. So it was only my, I would say, my extreme passion to do what I wanted to do and see it through all the different obstacles that we have. Now, do you have to be completely clear and clever? And the answer is this. Many millionaires have never been to college or have finished college. I'm reminded of a wonderful story of the Google, one of the founders, his name happened to be Larry Page, was asked whether his mother is happy he's gone into the profession. And he said about his mother, she's happy, but being a Jewish mother, she would be happier if I get my degree and finish college. So that tells you something about college as being very, very sacred, but at the same time, it will not give you the smarts to engage successfully in a business. What do you need? You don't need a lot of money. All you need is reading self-help books, which are great, and you need a book of guidance for businesses. And in this particular case, my favorite was the E-Myth by Michael Gerber. Read. You will find that the risk factor will go way down, because the more knowledge that you get, the more confidence you build. And the more confidence means the less fear that you have, and you'll take that risk. If you do these things, you're going to find that not only have you gotten out of a bad place, but you've seen the light at the end of the tunnel, finally, and you've reached your pot of gold on your own rainbow. So, ladies and gentlemen, see you all at the top.
Great.